there has always been a fear among the white rulers of this nation that one day black people would rise to do unto them as they have delighted in doing unto us. It is this fear on the part of ruling whites and on the part of white males in particular that causes them to make examples of black men who get quote unquote out of line. And this is why most of our black leaders have been the object of a propaganda campaign that has either led to the imprisonment of that leader, to the assassination of that leader, and to the discrediting of that leader and his ideas. Ideas are the real power behind any man and any movement. There is no great man in history who has ever been great without an underlying idea that is the source of his greatness. Most great men draw strength, guidance, vision from their ideas. And when they spread their ideas, they spread their vision. They spread their guidance. And they give hope to people based upon the people's acceptance of their ideas. So when you kill the leader, you must not only kill the leader, you must destroy the idea that gives the leader leadership and acceptance among the people. And when you kill the idea, you kill the vision, so that the people cannot and will not make progress. So every great leader was a great visionary, and every great visionary had an idea out of which the vision was born. So when that leader was destroyed by those in power set their sight to destroy the idea, thus nullifying the vision, so that the people would remain consistently blind, dependent on white people. In the beginning, the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. But there was no activity until an actor activated activity. There was no creation until a creator said, "Be." And it is. So the first leader was God himself. God had a vision of his universe. It was in his mind, and he brought it out of his mind. He marshaled the forces of his own mind.
Yes. Come on, Brother Minister.
And he took dead matter and made it function according to a plan and a purpose.
Come on, Brother Minister.
And he made reality out of nothing.
Come on. Come on, Brother Minister.
So if God could create a universe from nothing, then in so doing, he destroyed the impossible. There is nothing impossible. If we can vision it, we can bring it into existence. All praise is due to Allah. God created the creatures, but he knew their needs before they knew they had a need. Then he, the provident one, the beneficent, the merciful, provided for all his creatures. whatever they needed to sustain, maintain, nurture, and evolve their life and reproduce their life. It was already here before they got here. Leadership is not television. Leadership is not being seen of men. Leadership is not eloquence. Leadership is the ability to perceive need before need is needed. Leadership. They are plotting right now. And when the FOI came with me just a couple of weeks ago to the University of Maryland, they wanted to kill us out there. But only Allah stopped them. The FOI was so fearless, it spooked the horses. And these are horses trained for crowd control, but the FOI just was strong. I saw this once before in Baltimore. And when Honorable Elijah Muhammad was speaking there, they brought these attack dogs out in front of the mosque. And when the police were trying to pull the dogs out of the car, the dogs would not come out. The dogs sense death in us for them because they can sense fear. And they didn't find no fear in the men and women of God. They didn't come out that truck either. And I imagine when they went downtown, they said, these is the strangest Negroes we ever seen in our life. So after they tried that stuff in Maryland, in my next speech, I said to Mr. Bush, I said, sir, because you all tried to do me harm and us harm, and God didn't permit it, I said, I want you to check the weather for the next 90 days. I said, and God will give you a sign of his power to destroy you in the twinkling of an eye. And after that 90 days is up, if you still want to go through with your plan against me, go ahead, and Allah will destroy you all. Now, look, I'm just a little brother. I don't have no power to control no wind and rain, but I know those who do. They back me. Yeah, man. If I were out here on my own, I'd be scared to death with the things I'm saying. And look, the weather got so mean. I mean, it's supposed to be spring, and it started snowing and hailing. I mean, it started ripping up Virginia all the way into Maryland, where they had planned their attack. Then in the home of Mr. Bush, I think he says it's Texas, last week, tore it up. Over $500 million of military hardware wiped out with just some water. Tornadoes come right on through and tore up all the helicopters. Expensive ones too. Down in Texas, flooding out white folks.